back to the Trading Couch. Myself and Luke here from LAGFX. Today we're going to be talking about, is social media ruining society? So there's a lot of angles we can take on this. We've wrote down a few topics we're going to go through, so let's have a natter. Before we get into this episode, we want to flash everyone on the screen that commented microphone in the last episode. If you've been keeping up with the videos recently, we've been giving you a word to say at the end, just so we can see who is still watching. So, to be featured in the next episode, listen out for the next word we give.
As James rightly said, we've got a few topics to go over, a few things we can speak about. So the first one, is it ruining social interactions and how society interacts with one another? So
Yes. Go on.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Straight up.
I would agree.
Easy.
I mean, obviously, when I was a child, when I was younger, it was a case of knocking on someone's door.
No, even when I was younger, that was the case.
Yeah,
Go round to your mates and knock on the door.
exactly that. So I feel like that first point of contact has been
just gone.
completely replaced, hasn't it? Now it's a case of messaging on social media, Snapchat, I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously when I was younger we had like MSN and MySpace and all these other things. But
MySpace.
yeah.
I reckon you had some naughty little selfies on MySpace, didn't you?
Too right, mate, that had to be done. Those mirror ones as well.
Oh, no, yeah, what was it? Hype. Do you
Yeah.
remember that brand, Hype?
Yeah, they were the ones, mate.
Yeah,
All
I
the
can't
River
remember the
Island
ones.
brands and like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little
The
crew
V-necks,
necks, the V-necks,
yeah,
that's the ones.
They're like rolled, what they called, sleeves, cuff sleeves.
Yeah,
It's
that's
class.
it, cuff sleeves,
Get
yeah.
the big arms out.
You get like the scarf as well, you just
Yeah.
like rock a scarf even in the summer.
I mean, I can't say I did that, but no, we just their own. So I think the big thing is, especially when it comes to like the dating scene of things, this screen's gonna keep going off. It's so bad because I feel like most people now, they want that talking stage for so long to get to know, meet up. But it's fair because in today's society, it's a lot harder for girls to do that and women to do that because of the way that men are becoming, or the way that men have always been. But
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
quite a
I
big
feel
leap for
like
them.
yeah, that's it. And I feel like just with the internet and with social media being such a big part of everyone's lives now, I feel like it brings the influence of catfishes and fake profiles.
no, but I mean realistically,
all that kind of
you
stuff.
can just be whoever you want.
Yeah.
If you're talking to anyone, friends, anything, anyone, you can just put on a persona and be anybody you want.
Yeah, whereas back in the day that wasn't the case. You would bump into someone on the street, you would take down the number, or you would you would know them
Picking
through
up girls
some
when he's 15, come
through,
on.
you'd know someone, you'd know people through other people, and you would interact in that way. So there was no hiding behind a screen. There was no hiding behind social media and things like that. Whereas today it's literally like there's loads of apps online, isn't there? Like you have like your Tinder, your Grindr,
dating
your
apps,
this, you know what I mean, where you can.
Crazy amounts.
Yeah, it's stupid, man. So like, I don't know. It's definitely. I feel like there's a lot of pros to social media and the internet, but I think there's a lot of cons to it as well. Especially
what a lot of people say is like how used we are now with this age of social media to chatting to somebody for a couple weeks, binning them off. Like there's so much freedom because of the social media gives us options everywhere.
Yeah.
We have options. All we have to do is follow somebody, like the pictures, boom. Option, as you say, these dating apps. Millions of people, you can just swipe on them. And it's like
and I think
one person does one thing that's wrong, boom, gone. Next one.
And I think exactly that. So there's no room for fixing issues. If you come to a problem, if you come to an issue with someone or something, you just look it off and go on to the next.
I've got 10 lads waiting to message me, so
Yeah, well
I don't
that's
care.
it exactly. Whereas back in the day, it wasn't like that. It was like you find someone that you like, you find someone that you could see a future with, and if you came to a rocky, road or a problem,
much less scope. You had to get with somebody in the same town, in the same village as you.
Not even that, but I think like you said, the options weren't there because of, like you said, how you could interact with other people on. Like, there wasn't that back in the day. So I think people are more inclined to stick with that person and work through the issues. Like I guarantee if we threw up some kind of logistics now and really did our research, the amount of divorces and breakups that we see now in comparison to 50 years ago
It'd be a game changer. Absolutely different.
Yeah,
and the mad thing is now is like it's also so much easily to access higher status individuals.
Yeah.
So, like, especially with social media, if you said to anyone, everyone's going to have a different opinion on this, but you would compare someone based on the followers, the type of pictures that they post, which is bad to judge people based on that, but everybody does it.
Everyone has that preconception, don't they, of someone.
And it's like if somebody's got 1 million followers, they're famous.
Yeah.
And you have access to them straight away.
Yeah, or they're on some kind of pillar. Yeah, as you said, like now it's more status based. So like, obviously looks is a thing. You have to be sexually and physically attracted to someone, but more than anything, like you said, if they've got a certain amount of followers, if they've got a certain amount of influence, lie on the
value hierarchy.
If you've got more influence, then yeah, definitely you.
So do you think it's because it's so much easier now for a man to increase his value? That distance between higher value to lower value
I wouldn't say it's easy for men. I would say it's easy for women.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just post a couple pictures and thousands of followers.
Yeah, men are disgusting in that way. I feel like men are just so driven on the idea of, you know.
She posts a picture that's slightly revealing. Boom.
Yeah.
I think it's so bad though that. The issue is when men are following loads of accounts like that, liking them or commenting, DMing them, it's giving them more reason to do it. It's like fueling into them and giving them more value, because the more men that message them and follow them gives them more value, and all of these individuals are the ones that are giving them more.
It's not even down to getting with people either. It's more of a case of like you said, just like status and like.
Yeah, if we wanted to work with a company, we're likely on the very first gonna look who has more followers, who's got more posts, what the posts saying. That doesn't represent. I mean, it's got a small representation of who they would be. How crazy
is that? You look at someone in terms of how successful they are and how much influence they have based on their followings or how they come across on social media, which is up, because I can guarantee, mate, like I know loads of people that are extremely smart, extremely intelligent, they have amazing jobs, they don't have any kind of following, because that type of thing doesn't appeal to them, do you know what I mean? But they won't have the same opportunities that people with...
It's just a place for you to display yourself and display your values to the masses. I mean, we pretty much have talked about the second one. How has it changed the dynamic between men and women and individuals? I think we've pretty much touched on that. It's changed it massively. As you say, it's so much easier now for a woman to attain value, so much harder for a man to attain value.
Yeah, so. I mean, in terms of social media, I think women can take full advantage of social media in so many different aspects.
And I don't blame any of them for doing it.
Oh no, absolutely. I know if I was a girl, I was. But then, you know, we obviously don't understand how hard it must be, because they have that reputation to hold. They have, you know, they're probably under a large amount of pressure, you know what I mean, to make sure that they're outperforming other females. So I can understand the strain and the stress that it must cause, but they can so easily take advantage of men in that way, and not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, take full advantage of the sleazy men.
No, it's not a bad thing at all, because the men are in a position in their life where they're stupid enough to do that anyway, then take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
Take full advantage of it.
Yeah,
why not? If they're going to make the millions because this man, you know, doesn't want to sort his life out and just keep throwing his wage every month, then
that's it. Then
go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. Like I have a lot of mates that are in like the adult industry, OnlyFans, all that kind of stuff, and they make an absolute fortune. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Too right.
Yeah.
I know for a fact if I was a lady,
but
I'd
there
do
we
the
go.
same.
That's a good subject. I wouldn't. Just because of the fact, my straight up argument is family seeing it, and when you have kids, the impact it has on them. Because which like big porn star now has a child that's sort of getting to that age, and like they were saying they had to sit down with the child and explain it all to them, because they knew the second they hit school.
Lana Rhodes has just had a child though, and she will obviously have to explain.
Can you imagine? Right, I don't mean any offense to your family, but someone in your family did it.
Yeah.
And you're like...
I mean, I wouldn't be asked. Do what you got to do to get paid for people.
Like now, when you're an adult, it doesn't matter. Like in an adult, like nobody cares. But when you're in school, when you're in that environment, you're going to get bullied for it. You are.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that kind of shit if you're in school. What are you on about?
No, so let's say your relative does it, and when you're in school... and your
I
relatives have been watching their videos and they're coming in. Can you imagine how it's going to go down?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, I know
How's
what
that
you
going to
mean.
go down? I would hate it. I wouldn't want to put...
So you mean like say that you were doing it, but you had a younger sibling, and then they went to school knowing, and their mates knew what you were doing. Yeah, that would be pretty.
Because
cool.
somebody would try and show them.
Yeah,
And I just feel like that's like, I don't know. I think that's
just levels of maturity, though, isn't it? I mean, and like that, you know, at the end of the day, you got to bite that bullet. You know what I mean? When you cross that road when it comes to it.
Yeah, I think that's what that woman said. She was like, at the end of the day, like, I don't care because I'm providing for my kids in that way, and like they just have to accept it. And when they grow older, they will.
Yeah,
like,
they'll understand.
But it's a lot more accepted in life now, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I feel like 10, 20 years ago, probably, you know, girls couldn't be like they are now back then. They would, like you said, they would be ridiculed for it.
Pressure, yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like lads can be more open about certain things and do more things. You know what I mean? I feel like the world as a whole, people can be more themselves and express themselves, which I think is one positive to social media.
Okay, opportunity social media creates in a business aspect.
I think the opportunities are endless.
I mean, Absolutely. For anybody, I was saying this actually, I can't remember what I was writing up the other day, but no matter what your hobby is, you can use social media to make a living from it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter what you
like. If you master any craft, any skill, you can make a living from teaching other people it.
Yeah, and like, you know, you scroll through Instagram, you scroll through TikTok, and you see like all these videos of like these mad things. I was literally watching videos the other day of some guy creating tools out of wood, and he had like hundreds of thousands of followers, and it's like, I was actually enjoying watching the videos. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's something different. It's something that, you know, you don't really come across. But yeah, absolutely. I think you can fill a niche in absolutely anything. It doesn't matter what it was or what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. I think in terms of social media and starting your own business, I think your limits are endless. Yeah, absolutely.
And just the networking side of it, as you said, like before social media, let's say you had a successful business anyway, and you wanted to network with like-minded individuals. You've got to go to events. Yeah. You have to meet these people, but now you can just shoot somebody a message, or
you can organise everything over. Yeah, like that communication, that way of communication is just so much easier.
And just think of everything that the internet and social media allows us to do. Think of how much of a part of our lives it is now on a daily basis.
Oh yeah.
Especially like the app Telegram. How much we use that and the effects that has on our life. But it's what I say to so many people. Like, if you have a hobby, make an Instagram account. As long as you have a base knowledge of like marketing and stuff, like make your own branding, your own logo, have your own font, colour scheme, everything like that. Just post little clips. Like, you can just take little clips of your daily lifestyle and make a living out of it.
And down to the algorithms that these social media apps have, you will find yourself coming across or putting yourself in front of people that like the same things as you, have the same niche as you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think the algorithms of social media will help you anyways in getting out there and interacting with the right people.
Find a community and a niche, as you said.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, to answer that, I think the opportunities are endless. You've just got to have the mindset to crack on and get it done, basically. I have a
question on a wax every single video, right? You're making a brew, cup of tea. Do you leave the tea bag in?
You never
Big
used
question. To be fair, I started in sixth form is when I started.
What?
Somebody
never. Because I said leave the tea bag in.
It makes it stronger.
It must have been about 6. Whenever we started doing these.
Do you want to know who it was that I can tell you right now who I got it from? It was Lucy, because I remember I made her a brew one day in sixth form. And she's like, leave the tea bag in. I was like, what are you on about? Why leave the tea bag in? And she's like, it makes it stronger, makes it nicer.
As you drink, you get stronger and stronger.
I'll give it a go. And it was right. So if you watch this far, comment tea bag. That's our word. That's our word.
Tea bag.
Just see tea bag in the comments.
Yeah, that's fair. As if because I done it, and you're a bit. I'm sure you're a bit taken back when I first told you to do that. So I think someone's pulling
a bit of wool over your eyes. No, you think just like attention, that's all.
Someone's fucking lying.
We went into this one, right, about like catfishing. Oh no, I like this one, false insights into people's lives, because I don't know if you've ever done it before, but if you go on holiday and you take all these pictures, you can post those pictures a year later and pretend you're there.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, post some more images from that holiday and pretend that you're back in that country.
I think it's harder to do that though now, just with obviously with how easy it is to just like talk and like, you know, your fucking locations on everything and all that. So I think it is a bit harder to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, you could just ask your mates, send us some pictures over of you on holiday and just use them for your own social media. But I mean, when it comes to actually posting things on your feed and your wall, like Instagram, yes, obviously that's when it becomes difficult. But absolutely, you could, I think, you know, even down to like designer things and stuff like that, like you could probably save up, as you said, for ages, go on holiday, take loads of pictures and space them out for a year.
And where is it? Is it Selfridges where you can hire clothes?
Yeah.
And I remember watching a podcast and people were saying like there's this influencer who will just hire clothes for a shoot. So he's only paying like a small fee to get all these pictures. But looking at the feed, it's like, oh my god, his wardrobe must be like £1 million.
Yeah, but it turns out it's not. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you can create this persona, you can take pictures. Like we could set up a massive scene here and put loads of like expensive kit in it for a picture and go somewhere else. You know, you can just take all these pictures and make yourself look a certain way, even in a case of getting the right light in. Makes you look 10 times better.
Yeah, it's mad. There's so many things that you can do to enhance yourself,
and it's just a false
and
insight.
These are the negative effects of social media and how it's affecting the society. Because yes, there are so many positive things when it comes to creating businesses, finding a niche, you know, socializing and you know, connecting with new people. There's all that good side to it. But then, like you said, there's the catfishing. There's you know, there's this fake persona that people have. There's this the fact that we look at people and if they have a certain amount of followers, like they seem like respectable and you know what I mean, like the fact that like it's changing people to be like, right, you have to have this, you have to be like this, you have to do this. People need to remember who they are and express themselves for who they are, and they shouldn't care about numbers. Do you know what I mean? I feel like everything's a numbers game. Even with us, like we'll be like, oh, we've got this amount of clients now, we've got amount of this, and like, obviously, you know, it's achievements and we're proud of it, but at the same time, like, it shouldn't be a numbers thing. I mean, when it comes to followers, I couldn't give a toss anymore, you know what I mean, about any of that stuff. But no, it's definitely like everything's turning into a numbers game, absolutely.
But unfortunately, at the same time, it's a case of, for somebody who wanted to get into forex, and you were to compare a list of companies or people that teach forex, you would naturally be attracted more to the account of higher followers because it seems like they're, as you said, more respected. More people are backing them.
Exactly. But how wrong is that?
Yeah.
How wrong is that? Because I guarantee if you did a bit more digging, there are probably accounts out there that are far bigger than us. I mean, I can name a few that are bigger than us in terms of following and things like that. And our content is by far better than theirs. And the service that we provide is more professional than 90% of other people. So how messed up is that? That, like you said, because they got more followers, they must be more respectable, they must be more professional. Well, actually, no, do some research, you know what I mean? Go back to the old way of doing things, get quotes. Like when you get a new bathroom fitted, you don't just go for the person who's mostly recommended. You know, you get quotes, you find out, you know, you look at their past work, things like that, you know what I mean?
And in this industry now, you can buy followers anyway, so realistically...
Exactly, so then that just completely disregards...
How can you use followers as a base of evaluation when they could have just bought them all anyway?
Exactly that. So that's what I'm saying.
Up.
Everything can be faked and influenced in a bad way. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, absolutely, it's completely messed up, and that's the one reason why I hate social media.
Because I'll be straight up, right? If I was in a scenario where I was meeting somebody who had 500 followers or somebody who had 50,000 followers, I'd be way more intimidated by the person with 50,000 because in my eyes, I'm saying, right, they got 50,000 options. As we were saying before, if I do one thing wrong, boom, 49,999 options now. So there's that much more pressure on you being a certain way. Rather than going in there and being yourself, you're trying to just make sure everything's perfect. The person who's got 500, this might not even be the case, because they could have bought those 50,000. No, they don't have, like, all the
many
stuff
things
that's going on in my head, and it's like.
And for me personally, you know, I've spoken to people with hundreds of thousands of followers, 50,000 followers, and you know what? The more followers people have, I feel like the more ingenuine they are. Anyway, you'll notice that like the people who have less followers and the people that are smaller and don't have an interest in that kind of stuff, they're actually more genuine.
Yeah,
because the people that have loads of followers and have this influence, they base their decisions and they do things based on how they are going to look to others. Whereas the people who don't have a high following, they don't have an interest in social media, they're just themselves. They're genuine people.
And it's literally a case of, as you say, everywhere they go, they've got to dress up in a certain way for pictures, or do get certain photos when they're out. And it's crazy.
Everything's more influenced. Exactly. Crazy. So you'll find that actually people with less followings, people who aren't interested in that bullshit, the matrix of social media.
Don't even get started on that.
You know what I mean? Mad. It's all mad, it's all madness. But that's just another topic. But I mean,
that's a good waffle there about social media. Is social media ruining society? I think rounding it up, I don't know if I'd use the word ruining, but it is definitely changing society, and it's making us strip back what was once seen as social norms and how we interact socially, and we're sort of within this weird limbo. I feel like especially our age is where, like, I remember people always said, like, the kids who are born into the internet and social media aren't that bad, they're fine because that's all they know, but the like young adults now who've been through both, it's really hard because they've had one side of it constructed into them, and that was their social norms, and they're then being thrown into something. I feel
like we're the last of the normal people, mate. I'll be honest. Like, you know, without slagging off like younger people and things like that, and like my brothers are obviously younger than me. Like the way they look at things and the way they are about things is so different to the way we are, because we had that normality when we were kids. We didn't. Yes, we grew up with social media, but at least we were there before the times of social media. You know what I mean? They were born into it, so yes, it's more normal for them. But they don't even know what it was like.
We've given our final answers. Let us know what your answers about this are. We've gone through a few different topics, so let us know your thoughts on those, because I know everybody will have contrasting opinions, as you said, especially dependent on their age. And how they use social media. If somebody isn't using it for business like we are, they're going to have a completely different outlook. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you agree with some of the things we say and we haven't triggered anybody, because that would not be ideal. But comment teabag if you've watched the whole thing, remember that one, and we will feature you in the next video. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next Trading Couch episode.